Hey, and welcome. What if the wisest soul feels the greatest fool? In a world chasing shadows, fame, desire, cleverness, the sage stands alone, adrift like the ocean, simple as a newborn, feeding on the mother's milk of the boundless. They laugh at the fool who wants nothing, while they clutch at illusions that slip through their fingers. Chapter 20 dares to reveal the hidden joy of the outcast, the profound peace in being utterly free, while the masses rush to their own chains. If you've ever felt lost in the crowd's madness, stay with me. This chapter will shatter illusion and show you the true face staring back from the mirror. Okay, let's jump in. This is chapter 20 of the Tao Te Ching for the John Minford version, if you haven't been following along so far. An infant yet to smile. Do away with learning, and there is an end to sorrow. How different is yes from no? How good differs from bad? What others fear must surely be feared. Such propositions confuse, and there is no end to them. Others rejoice as if at a great feast, gaily ascending a terrace in spring. I alone am forlorn, giving no outward sign, like an infant yet to smile. I am listless, as though I have no home. Others have a superfluidity. I alone am lacking. Mine is the heart and mind of the pure fool. The multitude are bright and lively. I alone am dull. The common folk are alert. I alone am sluggish, restless as the ocean, drifting endlessly. Others have means, a purpose. I alone am adult, a pauper. Unlike them, I prize the nourishment of the mother. Good. This is so good. And now on to the Rivermaster commentary for this chapter, again from the John Minford version. The learned are insincere. They are not in tune with the Tao. When the frippery of this learning is stripped away, there is an end to sorrow. Others are joyful and dissolute, driven by emotion and desire, greedily anticipating a great feast, dissatisfied with their lot. I alone am forlorn and quiet, with no sign of emotion or desire. They climb a terrace in spring, and from the terrace they gaze around the lasciviously the sexual congress of yin and yang, foremost in heart and mind. I am like an infant, not yet able to smile, not yet ready to take part in the season of mating. I am listless, with no place to go, a poor rustic, with no home, a derelict. Mine is the heart and mind of a fool. I am utterly ignorant. The multitude are bright and penetrating. I alone am dull and wrapped in darkness. I drift like the boundless floods of river and ocean, seeking repose in the realm of spirit. Others have purpose. I practice non-action. I prize the nourishment of the mother, the Tao. Whew. This one is going to boggle the mind a little bit, because really it's, again, pointing to the same things. And I know this feels maybe slightly redundant. If you're here for nothing more than the actual reading of the Tao, then you've got that, of the Tao Te Ching. You've got that. But my commentary on it might sound recurring in nature. And here we are, the pure fool. The infant. So Lao Tzu here is using the imagery of an infant who has yet to smile, which means this is an infant that is literally has like a blank slate in the world, has no preconceived notions about a single thing. It hasn't even smiled yet. So it's literally just in the present moment. It knows nothing else. It knows nothing of. They use the reference of. I think the River Master mentioned sexual congress of yin and yang. Yeah, the sexual congress of yin and yang, foremost in heart and mind. So what the point it's making is that this infant doesn't even know about sexuality, about the interplay between yin and yang, which is yin and yang. The interplay is basically symbolizing the dichotomy of the opposites, right? Of in the world, and the polarization of the world. Although the polarization of the world, the opposites, right, is essentially the idea is that is how the physical world is able to exist, is because of these dichotomies all around us, and it's in every aspect of life, including our internal sensations. There's many different opposites going on, and if you think about the dichotomies, really, like this is getting a little bit into the Hermetic philosophy, which is that the dichotomies, the hot, like, okay, I'll use hot and cold as the example. Hot and cold are actually fundamentally the same in nature, but only different by degree, is how the Hermetic principles would state it. And really, like, so it's temperature, right? So it's the coolness or the hotness of a thing is only measured by its relativity to the thing that's being touched, right? So it's the same idea. And in Hermeticism, they talk about how you can transmute the whatever the thing is, and this works specifically in emotions, right? It's transmuting negative emotions into positive emotions, because emotions are emotions, right? Whether they're positive or negative, and you can turn anger into joy, fear into love, so on and so forth. And if you master this, and this is part of the spiritual transmutation, is part of this emptying, or it's detaching, and then you can transmute, right? So it's if you're ingrained, if you're in the emotion, you're allowing the emotion to really absorb all of your attention and focus, then it'll be very very difficult, if not impossible, to transmute it from anger to peace or joy or love. But if you're able to detach from it, you can watch it as anger, and you can actually move it from anger to a neutral state, to peace, joy, love, the positive emotions. As an infant, though, you're not attached to anything, because you don't know anything, so you don't have any frame of reference. So that's what this chapter is mainly describing, is the idea of living as if though you are an infant before they smiled. So living with that total detachment from everything, and in a lot of this chapter, it's talking, it's giving just example after example, right? Doing away with learning, and there's an end to sorrow, right? So learning, what is learning about? Learning is trying to understand the world, right? So if you don't try to understand the world, you actually end sorrow. How different is yes from no? It really isn't. It's only in terms of degree. Again, hearkening back to the Hermetic principle. How good differs from bad? It really doesn't, actually. If you can step back from those labels and understand that, like, what could be good could also be bad, and what is bad could also be good. Understanding that it's not inherently one or the other. What others fear must surely be feared. Such propositions confuse, and there is no end to them. Others rejoice as if at a great feast, gaily ascending a terrace in spring, I alone am forlorn. So it's like, again, people are excited about the feast. They're excited about eating. They're excited about, this physical thing that's about to happen. But again, it's talking about the Tao, right? As I am forlorn. The feast is just another phenomenon that's happening. Giving no outward sign, like an infant yet to smile. I am listless, as though I have no home. Others have superfluidity. Am I saying that right? I alone am lacking. Mine is the heart of mind of the pure fool. And the pure fool, if you actually look into again, pointing to hermetics and I'm trying to think of what I'm trying to say here is the tarot, right? The card of the fool. The fool symbolizes a lot of times new beginnings, or like this sense of like kind of like just going with the flow, literally, right? Is not necessarily tied to any ideas or things or looking at the world in a way that where it has to be a certain way or a certain thing. I alone am sluggish, restless as the ocean, drifting endlessly. Others have means, a purpose. I alone am adult, a pauper. So basically saying like I don't have any purpose. That the purpose is to flow with the Tao, in and of itself, right? The soul of itself. You're going to hear that a lot. That's the idea. I prize nourishment of the mother, meaning the Tao. Anyways, hey, if this episode resonated with you, please like and subscribe to the channel. It really would help us grow and to get this message out to more folks. The YouTube channel is The Boundless Sovereign, where we aim to hold the mirror up and help you to integrate your whole self so you can go out there and be a positive force for good in the world. So we'll see you all in chapter 21.